Dear students, you are going to learn a new poem, Great Grandmother, written by Alan Malley. Students, as I read the poem, you too should go through the poem. So keep your book open, page number 28, and read along with me. She looks out at me from the yellowing photograph, misted over by time. It is a frank and serious look. Her eyes are stern, but they can laugh too. Her hair is pulled back tightly in a bun, and on her black dress she wears no jewelry. I never knew her, yet I recognize myself in her. 3 generations later, may my great grandchildren feel as close to me as I now do to her. Students, now let us know the meaning of a few words. Second line, you can see yellowing. What is the meaning of yellowing? Yellowing is getting discolored or getting old. You might have seen the white papers turn yellow after a long period. Misted over by time. What is misted? Yes, the photograph is getting dimmed. It is a frank, straightforward, and a serious look. Her eyes are stern, strict, but they can laugh too. Here you can see the last line, the tightly in a bun. What is tightly in a bun? You might have seen your grandmothers. How do they tie their hair? After combing their hair, they make a tight bun. It's also given that she was wearing a black dress, there was no jewelry. The poet says, though I didn't know her, I recognize myself in her. What is recognize here? Understand, identify, or find. 3 generations. What is the meaning of 3 generations? You are the 3rd generation. If you are the 3rd generation, then your parents are 2nd generation and your grandmother, grandparents are of the 1st generation. Now students, I will explain the poem. I will give you a brief summary. As I give you the brief summary, you should go through your poem. The summary. This poem depicts the characteristics of a grandmother. Through the portrait, one can identify the appearance and the facial expression and what kind of a person she was. The poet explains clearly in each line about the grandmother's looks. Though the poet describes her looks as frank and serious, her eyes are stern, but they can laugh too. Her hair is pulled back in a tight bun. She is wearing a black dress with no jewelry. The poet is born after his grandmother's death. Even though he did not see her, he feels that he can recognize himself in her. The poet wishes that his great-grandchildren, born 3 generations later, may feel as close to him as he now felt about his grandmother. Students, I hope you have understood the poem. This poem is for memorization, so all should learn the poem by heart.